Hello there. This video is for you if you're like every other human being on the planet. Basically, you'd like to set better boundaries for yourself and in your relationships. When we set good boundaries, we have much more healthy relationships. We get respect. We're not taken for granted. We kind of come across as the real you. You know, when you're the real you and you say, I'm clear, this is what I want from my relationships, these are the limits and guidelines in my life, people know that what they see is what they get. And actually, you have much closer relationships then, because there's none of this sort of second guessing, should I say this or should I do that, or what will they think? And you know, all that sort of lost in translation that goes on in our heads, trying to guess how each other will react to something. You get rid of all that when you set boundaries, because people really know who you are, the real you know, how to be around you, what works for you, what doesn't work for you. They can then be encouraged to tell you the same thing about them, and you get to have really good, authentic, close relationships. Thing about boundaries. So there's lots of reasons people try to set boundaries and don't do very well. And you'll find there's a lot of videos on my channel here that help you with that teach you these various things about boundaries, how, you know, trying them in this way might not work, but trying them that way will work, and how to actually maintain them, because that's another thing we do, isn't it? We set boundaries and then we kind of slip back. So you'll find lots of videos on this channel to help you with boundaries. Today I want to talk about love and fear. If you know my work, you'll know that I often talk about love and fear, and how us human beings, we kind of operate from one or the other. We're always sort of moving from one to the other. And actually, when we don't set boundaries, we're coming from fear. People think boundaries, defensiveness, you know, control, and they think that that's around fear. But actually, setting boundaries is about love. Not setting boundaries comes from fear. And it comes from the inner child often. It's the inner child that once upon a time learned that, oh, it wasn't okay to say no, and that they had to be very, very good, and they had to, you know, go by all the rules all the time. And actually that probably wasn't a bad idea when you were a kid, because the grown-ups were looking after you. They were trying to make sure you were safe and happy and healthy, and that you weren't rude to the teacher, and, you know, that you got by and everything was okay. It just doesn't work very well in the grown-up years, when we're going around people pleasing and worrying about what everybody else thinks, and not setting boundaries because we're too scared to. That's the fear side of things. If you think about the love side of things, that's about saying, I value my life and my worth, myself, enough to actually say what I want, and not keep living my life in the shadow of what everybody else wants, but actually truly living my life on purpose, like by choice, the things that I want. I'm going to have courage to be me, you know, as I call this channel, Courage to Be You. That's what it's all about. I love myself and I value myself, and I'm so grateful for the life I've been given, that I'm actually going to live my life being honest with myself about what I want, and therefore being honest with other people, and being visible, showing up and saying, this is me, and this is what works for me, and this is what doesn't work for me. So if, for example, somebody's always asking for money, well, does that work for you? Or if they're always disrespecting you, does that work for you? It doesn't, does it? But if you think about coming from a place of loving yourself, it makes it easier to actually communicate that boundary to them. But it's not just about loving you, it's about loving them too. If you think about it, we come here to this planet to be happy and find joy, and to grow and to evolve, to become one of the wise people, as I always say. And actually, are we helping somebody else grow as a person if we're always giving in to them and saying, yes, yes, all right, yeah, here's some money, or you can disrespect me, or, you know, you can always be late, or you can dump all your stuff on me and I'll just sit here? And we're not really helping them be their very best self, are we? We're just sort of letting them stay as they are. So that's not really very loving. It's what I call the difference between misguided kindness and conscious kindness, which you might have heard me talk about before if you've read my books or watched the videos, or maybe we've worked together. When we're misguidedly kind, we say, yes, yes, okay, anything for a quiet life. Oh, I don't want to rock the boat. I'll smooth things over. I'll let you treat me like this and I'll ignore it. When we're consciously kind, we say, I'm looking at this from a conscious point of view, the bigger picture. Am I helping you and me grow by actually letting you treat me in this way, or letting you not be your best self? When we think about boundaries from the perspective of love, how can I love me and love this other person and love us and love our relationship, then you'll find it much easier to set those boundaries. So if you've enjoyed this video, I'd love to hear your comments on love and fear and boundaries and your experience. I have lots of other videos on the channel, as I say, about boundaries, and I'll link to those. Do hit the thumbs up like button, because that means more people will get to watch the video, and then you're helping me to help them. And don't forget to subscribe, and then you'll get notifications of all my videos as they come out. Until the next time, I'm holding you in my heart, and I'm sending you all my love. Bye-bye for now.